Trump truth. We'll speak the truth here about Trump. A lot of people are going to, especially you Trump followers, notice I'm calling you Trump followers and I'm not calling you Republicans, because I don't think you're truly Republicans is when I call you Trump followers. You're just following somebody, Trump, who happens to be running as a Republican, but he's not a real Republican. He's just not, he has hijacked the Republican Party, there's no doubt. So this is about the truth of Trump. This is not about what I've heard from the liberal media. This is about factual stuff that I know about him. Number one, why would the Republican Party want to hire somebody with the lowest? He left the Oval Office with the lowest approval rating of all, at the time he was the 45th president, of all 45 presidents that ever existed in the United States. Trump had the lowest approval rating. That's why he lost the election. There was like 94 million people that fired Trump. In other words, didn't vote for him. When you don't vote for him, you fired him. Left the Oval Office with the worst. Every president, as far as I've known of, usually leaves the Oval Office with a low approval rating. That's just kind of normal. I don't know why that is. It just is. But Trump's approval rating when he left the office was the worst. And he lost to Biden. And why would the Republican Party want to hire somebody who's already a losing president, go against the guy he lost against too, which now he's going against Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is even more of a loss for him. So I like to vote for a Republican Party I like to vote for a Republican who I know that can win. And Donald Trump's not going to win the election. I don't see it happening. Too many people know of his character. And there's just too many Republicans like me that are not going to vote for him. And so he had the lowest approval rating. He's a loser. He lost the election. I don't like to vote for losers. I like to vote for winners. I like to vote for somebody for 8 years and not 4 years. You know what I'm saying? He's already been in there for 4 years. We need an 8-term Republican president, not a 4-term Republican president. Another reason why I'm not voting for him. Another reason is when he was president, he literally walked all over First Amendment rights of people at the Washington, D.C., George Floyd peaceful protests. Now, I did hear about that. I actually saw it on TV when it was going on from the liberal media. It was actually ABC News is where I saw it. That day, it was sometime in July 2020, I saw it on the news. And when I first saw it, I thought, when I was listening to ABC Liberal News, I thought that they were just over-dramatizing that, making that look like a peaceful president or peaceful protest, when really it wasn't a peaceful protest. That was my mindset. That's what I was thinking when I saw that on the news. I thought, Trump wouldn't do that. Come on, ABC News. Trump knows better than that. That's probably not a peaceful protest going on. They're making that look like he's marching all over a peaceful protest. There's no way a president would ever do that, especially Trump. Well, what happened? After that, I saw on TV, and whether I hear it from CNN, Fox News, or from my next door neighbor, out of their mouth is what I heard out of their mouth. Doesn't matter doesn't matter who broadcast it. I heard out of these people's mouths. I heard Joint Chief of Staff General Mark Milley, who's over the military, come on national TV and apologize for being there. He gave a long speech about how he should not have been there, that what he done was wrong. I heard William Barr, the Attorney General at the time, who was there, come on national TV and apologize for that. I heard the Chief of Police, Washington, D.C., that was there, that was part of that, apologize for being there, interrupting and violating the rights of that peaceful protest. I heard Tim Scott. I heard Mike Pence. I heard Jeff. I heard say his name in a minute. I heard George Bush. I said Tim Scott. I even heard Pat Roberts. All those people condemn that. When I saw all that, heard all that, I thought, man, that's too many people. And they're all Republicans. Half of them are Republicans. Condemn that. So when I saw all that, I realized that had to be a peaceful protest. How dare he walk over people's rights? And then he's supposed to be the law and order president, and he's going to break the law of our Constitution, and it's the very First Amendment that he's going to break? Can't vote for that. Can't vote for that. And then he took highly classified, sensitive military documents home with him, which he really had no business doing. But whether, if that's wrong or right, the thing I don't like about what happened here is when he shared them with complete strangers. Why in the world would you want to share your president and you have these classified documents on how we would attack Iran with complete strangers? Doesn't he care that he's putting our men and women at risk? Those women, or whoever they were, it sounded like women on the tape, that he was sharing that to, what if they had been Iranian secret agents that he had been sharing it to? Why share something of our military that's highly classified, sensitive documents to complete strangers? Because he wanted to brag. Look at me, look what I got, look what I was going to do. He put his ego before our country. He put his ego in that moment before our country. He didn't give a damn about putting our men and women at risk who are out here protecting our freedoms in this world. I can't vote for that. I can't vote for somebody that's a draft dodger who ridicules veterans like John McCain, who actually fought for this country, who was a POW. Look at what he said about John McCain. He made fun of, I know he's made fun of dozens different people. Can't vote for that. I can't vote for somebody that does not respect our men and women in uniform. I can't vote for somebody who doesn't respect people that have fought for this country, especially when you're a draft dodger like Trump is. What right does he have to ridicule John McCain when he's a draft dodger? If that ain't first-class hypocrite, what is? And then Trump wants to claim himself as a Christian, probably because he wants the Christian voter. And you go to his rallies and listen to the type of language that he uses. His vulgar language in front of children. Can't vote for that. And then he wants to criticize George Bush for the Iraq War when they did have weapons of mass destruction. How do I know? Because Saddam Hussein used them on his own people. Can't vote for that, folks. Can't vote for that. No, can't vote for that. And then look at what happened with the last election. He tried to overturn the election. He asked Mike Pence to overturn the election. He told those people that did the riot on that January 6th, day, you are special, love, go home in peace. People that violated the most sacred, most important building in our land, he told those people, You're a loved, special, go home in peace. And even though they're in prison, he's even mentioned about letting them free from prison. Why let somebody free like that from prison? Can't vote for that. And then the Oval Office is supposed to be the office where the leader of the free world sits. The leader of the free world is supposed to sit at the Oval Office, folks. Did you know that? So what does that mean? That means that's the man that is the spokesperson, the leader, the commander-in-chief. You see, United States 75 years ago made this union, made this group, what do you call it? He made this organization called NATO. What was NATO about? NATO is about all these countries come together in an agreement that we will all live in peace and harmony with one another. And if another country tries to attack you, we will support you in your defense. You see, 75 years ago, we had just come out of World War I and World War II. The United States come up with a brilliant idea, NATO, to help keep wars from getting started. Okay, that's what the whole NATO thing's about, to keep the peace around the world, to keep the world away from world wars. Here we got Trump in the Oval Office threatening NATO members. And we got these damn Republicans out there that won't applaud that. He went and told them, if you don't pay up what you owe NATO, we will not protect you. And then he furthermore threatened them by saying, and if you don't pay up, I will encourage Russia to attack you. You don't say that to NATO members. Remember what NATO is supposed to be about? Keeping world war peace. It's a wonder we didn't have World War III when Trump was in office, the way his attitude. I realize they were probably some NATO member that needed to pay up, but there's a lot better way of handling this other than threatening them with Russia to attack them. They're supposed to be our allies. He's supposed to be the leader of the free world. He's not acting like the leader of the free world when he tells them, hey, you don't pay up, I'll encourage Russia to attack you. What the hell? Putin, he's already went into Georgia. Now he went into Ukraine. And about Ukraine, Trump won't even condemn Putin for what he's done to Ukraine. Putin, who has bombed everything in Ukraine. He's bombed schools, children's schools, kindergartens. He's bombed children's hospitals. Putin, who has ordered the kidnapping of little children from Ukrainian families. Putin has even bombed graveyards. And Trump won't even condemn that. Trump says we ought to be friends with him. Trump says it's smart to be friends with the biggest terrorist of the world, Putin, like that. That's not the leader of the free world. The leader of the free world is not friends with Putin, people like Putin. I mean, he's got love letters, they call them love letters, from North Korea dictator Kim. Trump's got letters from Kim, North Korean dictator, like they got this fabulous relationship. I don't see the leader of the free world being super tight friends with people like that. What, are you kidding me? We're supposed to be friends with democracy countries like Great Britain, France, Ukraine. We're supposed to be friends with Ukraine, not friends with Russia. How is that standing toe-to-toe, by the way, to Putin, and he won't even condemn the bombing of children's hospitals, the kidnapping of children, and the bombing of kindergarten schools? I mean, can you get any more evil and worse than that? Can you have a reason to condemn somebody? Is there any other reasons you condemn somebody worse than what Putin has already done? And Trump won't condemn that. That means Trump's a coward. That means he will not stand up for freedom in this world. He will not stand up for democracy in this world. He had his chance. He says he can solve that war in 24 hours. That's a lie. He can't solve that war in 24 hours. Let me tell you something. If he could solve that war in 24 hours, what's stopping him right now to go over there and stop that war? Don't you know that if he did that right now before the election, that would really make him so proud of our country that everybody in the country would want to vote for him if he could do that. He would really, really, really win over the election if he could solve that war over there before the election instead of saying he's going to do it after the election. That's because he's lying. That means because he really can't do it. If he really, truly knew the answer to the war in Ukraine, don't you think it would really benefit his presidential run if he did it before instead of after the election? He's lying. He's lying. He does not have the answer. If you believe that, oh, I got some beach property to sell you in Tennessee. I'm telling you what. If you believe that, I got beach property to sell you in Tennessee. He is lying about that. And I can't vote for somebody like that. You just heard all my reasons. I think that's all of them. That all of them? I could probably think of some more. He just does not have the character. People think because Trump is a billionaire that he can save this country. Well, what made him a billionaire? Real estate. So he's a billionaire real estate salesman. Since when does a real estate salesman make this country great again? Because he's a billionaire real estate salesman. You think that's somebody that knows how to make this country great? A real estate salesman? Really? A real estate salesman just knows how to sell real estate. A salesman is supposed to make this country great again. Really? I think Ronald Reagan made this country great again, didn't he? He wasn't a real estate salesman. I don't normally like to vote Democrat Party because I don't agree with their ideology, but Trump is that bad, folks. He's really that bad. Trump is so bad that I would rather vote for a Democrat than Trump. That's how bad he is to me. So I guess I got to vote for Kamala. First time ever in my life. I got to vote for a Democrat, all because his sorry ass. When he was in office, Trump had the most unstable office in U.S. history. He supposedly hired the best, and then he turned around and fired 14 of the best. How do you hire the best and go through 14? Maybe one or two fires, or maybe one fire I can understand, but I think there's something odd, something wrong with a person if they hired and fired 14 people. Something weird about that. I'm telling you, something odd about that. I just can't vote for that. If that's what you want to vote for that. But not me. I just can't vote for it. Thanks for watching.